Alright, I'm actually going to explain a little bit about the 3 parks in one day. Kind of give a little bit of a story time of what actually was going on towards the end here, like in Epcot. So around noon, we'd finished up at Hollywood Studios. We were kind of like, okay, we've done everything we really want to. Let's kind of move on to Epcot, because really what I wanted to do at Epcot was do the countries, and I wanted to do that passport, because that just seemed really cool. So we did that. We took the gondolas over to Epcot around 12:30. So really the last thing we did at Hollywood Studios is we rode the Rock and Roller Coaster. And then we took the gondolas straight from there over to Epcot. So we get to Epcot, I want to say it was probably about 12:45, 1 o'clock. I'm not entirely too sure at this point. But I mean, it was already hot out. It's Florida. It was hot out. I was doing the best I could on like electrolytes, water, etc. But it was hot. And so as we went through the cities, or the countries, I should say, we were finding the kid cots. We were getting the passport stamped at was it 11 countries? Something like that. We stopped in Mexico for food. Now, I was kind of starting to go a little bit downhill at this point. I really just wasn't feeling very well, I should say. And then as we kept going, I just kept getting worse and worse. And we got to a point where I was actually in America. I looked at both Max and my brother. I'm like, can we get me some Powerade? I need to sit for a little bit. And so we sat down and got some Powerade. We were trying to, keep me hydrated, because at that point I kind of realized water wasn't going to do anything, because I was losing electrolytes. I needed to replenish the electrolytes. We're like, okay, let's just get me something with electrolytes, try to replenish that, and go from there. Our ultimate goal on this 3 parks in one day was we were not going to spend a lot of time at Epcot. We're going to spend as minimal time there as possible, and then head over to Magic Kingdom and spend the rest of the day in Magic Kingdom and watch the fireworks. And we did a pretty good job staying on track, because we did end up finishing up at Epcot at like 3, which was kind of the goal. So by the last country of Epcot, which was France, I was done for. Like, my face was bright red. My brother kept saying I looked like Bob the Tomato from VeggieTales. Which would have been our first clue that I needed to take a break and stay inside for a good hour or more. We didn't listen. We weren't the brightest at the time. So I'm at the Kid Cot in France to get my last country stamped, and the guy looks at me, and I'm like huffing, I'm out of breath, my face is bright red, and he's just looking at me like, are you okay? Like, he looked so concerned, like he was about to have to call 911. He was like, I sat down for a minute, he's like, you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. And thankfully that one was very indoor, very AC, so that kind of helped a little bit. And the more I drank the Powerade, the better I was starting to feel. I was starting to feel a little bit better. I was like, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and head over to Magic Kingdom. It'll be fine. So we finished out. We went onto the monorail over to Magic Kingdom. And I was not doing well. I'm sitting there on the monorail. I'm like leaning over on Max, bright red face. I don't think you can really see very much in the picture in front of the big sphere at Epcot. How bad my face really was, but like, I was not doing well. And so we get to Magic Kingdom, and we're like, our plan was, we're going to start at Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Hopefully getting wet will help cool me off. And we stood in that line for like an hour. There was a drinking fountain every now and then in there, which is great, because I was able to get the drink, but I was also able to like splash water on my face like everyone else is doing, because it was so hot. And so I like splashed water on my face. That helped me off. I could tell I was cooling off with that. And so after that, it was a lot of there was just so much going on with my body. I was like, okay, I need a break, but I also need to like cool off, but I want to keep going. And so we did Pirates of the Caribbean, which was quick short line indoors, great. I actually got a little bit of wet on, like, a little wet on there, which was great. And then we went over, as like when we got off, my head was like pounding at this point. And so then we found these like misters, and I was getting wet with that, and that felt so good. They were like, okay, we need to take a break from rides. We need to just go get something like ice cream or whatever to cool me inside, not just outside. Like, at this point, we realized I was getting very hot internally, which could be very dangerous. And so we go over, we got ice cream, and we sat down, which, again, seating was all outdoors, so it was hot. And I'm sitting there, and I'm, like, getting nauseous at this point. I'm like, I gotta lay down. So I look at both my brother and Max, and I'm like, hey, I need to go to first aid and lay down. So at this point, I go lay down. They both were like, I felt bad because I really didn't want to ruin the fun, but they were just like, your health is more important than us having fun here. And at this point, we had already done a lot. Like, we did 2 full parks. So, like, it wasn't like it was ruining a lot, but I still felt bad. And so I ended up laying in first aid for over an hour. I ended up taking a nap. I had ice packs on my forehead, on my neck. Max actually had to go next door to, like, the kid center and buy me some pain relievers so that I could get that headache to go away. And I started feeling a little bit better. Once I started not feeling quite as, like, nauseous, we got up and finally left there. And at that point, Max was like, okay, well, you need food. So we ended up going over to, there really wasn't very many food options where specifically in Magic Kingdom we were. So we ended up going, and we got hot dogs. And I sat down with my brother, and he's holding the ice pack to my forehead, which I've got a picture of, like, you could see his hand just putting the ice pack on my forehead. And I looked at him, and you could tell he was, like, scared almost for me. Like, he was getting emotional. I looked at him, I'm like, you're either tired or you look like you're about to cry. And he just, like, started wiping tears away, and he's like, why am I like this? I'm like, well, you love your sister. At this point, we were just trying to see if maybe getting some food in me or whatever would help kind of get my energy back. And we had we'd shortened the plan at this point to still try to make it to fireworks, but not do as many rides, just kind of take it slow and easy. And I got to a point where I'm like, I'm still feeling very nauseous. I couldn't really eat much of what I could eat. And so I'm like, you know what, let's just get a picture in front of the castle. Let's get our pictures there so we can get that. And then let's just go head back to the hotel. It was our last night there in Florida. So I'm like, let's go back to the hotel. Let's go cool off in the pool. Maybe swimming, like sitting in that cooler pool water will help cool me both internally and externally. Like, maybe that'll help me out. And so, like, let's enjoy that pool one more time. So we decided to leave, but it took us, I want to say it took us a good 15 minutes just to get from Magic Kingdom back to where our rental car was. So that wasn't helpful, and the bus ride all the way over there was not pleasant at all. Like, I got so nauseous, I kept feeling like the smallest movement was going to make me just throw up, which is how I knew I still wasn't doing well. And then, of course, the car ride back to the hotel, which was short, but, like, it was still enough that I felt it. So we are driving back to the hotel, and I'm like, I'm not doing well. And as soon as we get parked, I look at both of them, I'm like, someone hand me a key. I gotta go to the bathroom. And you would think with having as many amusement parks as Orlando has, that all the hotels and the amusement parks would have trash cans that open on the top so that you can easily just, like, quickly lean in and barf. But no. None of the hotels, they all had, like, some coverings on the side. Couldn't do it. I had to run to the bathroom that was in the lobby. And, yeah, I didn't fully make it. Everything just kind of happened at once. Max had to go to the front desk and be like, hey, my wife just made a mess in the bathroom. You're going to need someone to go clean it up. After that, I did start feeling better, but Max did get me I was going to say Sierra Mist, but I guess it's Starry from the vending machine on our floor. And then I fall asleep at, like, before 9 o'clock that night. We totally missed the fireworks. I kind of regret not being able to see some of that, but it happened. We still had a lot of fun. We only rode 2 rides at Magic Kingdom, but we still did Magic Kingdom. We did 3 parks in one day. We had a lot of fun. I definitely overheated. I did really well traveling the next day, which is really good for me, with everything that happened. So, but with all that happening, I did not get any footage in Magic Kingdom besides like some of the pictures that I got. So you're definitely seeing some of those pictures right now, but I didn't get any vlog footage in Magic Kingdom because I was so sick. Max ended up having a delayed heat exhaustion. I don't know how that works, but he was overheated like after we had landed. So we get to my parents' house and he started to get overheated at that point, was having to keep like cool packs on him and all that. And he ended up having to be out of work the next day. And then the day after that, when he was back, like even they're like, why did you come? Because I could tell how bad he was. So my brother was the only one who avoided it. And he was also the smart one and wore long sleeves to protect his arms. And he had a hat on. I didn't have a hat. But yeah, so that's kind of what happened with that. But as you saw, we had a lot of fun with Magic Kingdom. I mean, not just Magic Kingdom. We had a lot of fun with Disney. I would definitely go back. I would not do Epcot again. I feel like it's completed after just the, just doing the passport. I would go back with, my kids in the future if they wanted to do that, but like I would rather do Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom, and maybe a little more emphasis on Magic Kingdom just because I didn't get to do as much on that. And then also split it up over 2 days, not do one day, not do 3 parks in one day. It worked, but it was difficult. So that was a lesson learned. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed all of these vlogs from Florida. We should definitely have some more fun vlogs coming up when we go on our next vacation in October. So I think by the time this vlog here is actually being posted like 2 weeks before we go on our next vacation. It's like 2 or 3 weeks before our next one. So I'll try to have some other videos kind of spaced out in a little bit of time each week before we actually go on our vacation and are able to get those vlogs up. But just know we have a lot more travel videos coming up and it'll be a lot of fun. So see you in our next video, guys. Bye.